we got another 2.5-inch quad. This is the Atmospheric Adventures aeolus. Aeolus. God, I hate saying that word. I'm just going to call it the alias. Alias. It should have been named that anyway. This is the Atmospheric Adventures alias. It's 2.5-inch quad. It's a stretched X. It's pretty badass. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, this thing's sweet. I've never had a stretched X before, especially not a 2.5-inch. And I think this thing's going to be fast as hell. The weight of it was around the same as most of the other ones. Like I said, I'm doing the CB122, this one, the Alias, the Aries. They all weigh around the same, between 22 and 23, 24 grams, you know, somewhere around there. Which isn't a bad weight at all, especially for Emax 1106s. This thing's going to be a rocket, just like all the other ones I build. This one, I really like the pod. The pod is just so nice. Try to get some good angles and close-ups. It says Atmo on both sides right here. And it has a mustache underneath the camera. This one, I chose the one for Swift Micro. There's like 4 or 5 different pods you can choose from. One of them I think has a kind of a angled slant up here for a little HD camera. I don't remember the name of that one, the SQ1 I think it is, that people are putting on these. Personally, I don't like the footage of those things. I would never use one, but yeah, there's also one that has little spikes that comes up, pretty cool looking. So I got the one for the Swift Micro. The Swift Micro fit in there just beautifully. It has holes on each side for the screws, so holding it in there tight. It's in there super tight, like it won't budge, and I didn't even tighten the screws down very tight yet. You can get a pretty decent angle. It's already at like, I don't know, 20, 25, and look how much further it can go up. It could probably go up to like 50, maybe more, I don't know. But let me loosen it up a little bit and we'll see how high up it'll go. Shit. The screws that come with the shit, I don't know now. I don't know if it's the Aero Micro or the Swift Micro, but one of them has sucky ass screws, man. This one's like stripped out or something, I don't know. There. The pod isn't on here, so I'm going to take it off here in a second, but oh yeah, look at that. Damn. Now that's an angle right there. Look at that. That's like 60, between 60 and 70 right there for sure. I mean, that's straightforward right there. That's crazy. So yeah, you can get all the angle you want pretty much. I think the lowest is probably like 20, maybe 25, I don't know. Probably 20. Anyway, I want to see how much space there is in between here. It doesn't look like I'm going to have a lot of room. I mean, I got a 4-in-1 in there already, and it's the 12 amp Lumineer, which I noticed yesterday when I was looking at them, that these caps that they have on here, or whatever these are, these ones are huge, way bigger than on the 10 amp. So here's a 10 amp one right here, and you can see they're all the same size across. But on this 12 amp one, the middle ones are huge. They're almost double the size of the rest of them. So I was wrong when I thought before that the 12 amp was actually just a 10 amp. This is a 12 amp. It's different in a lot of different ways. So yeah, I already got that in there. I just got some little rubber mounts underneath it, so it's pushed down as far as it'll go down. And I put 2 of these. These come with this frame too, these little O-rings. So that's pretty cool. You get like, I don't know, 11 or 12 of them. And I got 2 of them on here. I'm going to have to take one off, but, well, I don't have to, but I'll still have room with just one and a M3 nut to be able to put the flight controller on. So there's going to be just enough room for the FC. And then tucked up under the pod, you can see I got a receiver here. This is a Spectrum satellite diversity. And that'll push up all the way up in the top. And then on top of the flight controller will be the VTX03. So plenty of room. It's not going to be a tight squeeze. You can see here when it's down, the FC isn't even going to go up to the top of this. So the VTX03 will still be exposed down here on the sides for me to be able to get to the button. Let me push it all the way down. So that's all the way down. So once the FC's on there, you know, it's going to come up to like here. And then the VTX03, there's tons of space. I mean, look at that. All that space in there from the receiver down to here. Lots of room. So, I don't know. I'm kind of curious how the VTX03 is going to be. I mean, it's not going to be a huge deal if I can't get to the button easily. Just because I personally, once I have it set to the milliwatts and the channel and band, then I don't really change it ever again. But that's not going to work for most people, you know. So I don't know. There's got to be other ways. Maybe underneath here. I mean, there's all this space right in the back there. If I had it upside down, the button to where the button was on the bottom here, that would be really convenient to push the button. Or up front here is a shitload of room too. I think that's what I might do, put it up front there. Just foam tape it to the back of the camera upside down so the button is pointing down. Yeah, that's gonna work perfect. Alright, so we'll see when I'm done. I'm waiting, the flight controller is coming later today, so once I get that, I'll be able to finish this up. Really nice canopy, really nice. I mean, it's high quality, and it's not going to break easily at all either. It totally reminds me of the Shin Drone's Mako pod, just because that's like the only other real pod frame that I've had. It just totally reminds me of it. Except on the Mako, you had way less space. This has way more room for everything. And it's also kind of made for single ESCs. You can see how wide the arms are. So it's definitely made for single ESCs as well. So if you were to use single ESCs, then you'd have way more room in there for your VTX and everything. But as it is now, there's plenty of room. It's not a tight build at all. I think it's 2.5 millimeters thick. Yeah, it's 2.5 millimeters thick, but it has super wide arms. So I mean, this thing's gonna be tough as hell. The arms are 12 millimeters wide, so that's pretty wide. Plus, combined with 2.5 millimeters thick, yeah, it's gonna be a tank for sure. It's pretty stiff. Like I said, it's a stretch deck, so it's way longer this way. It's 120 millimeters motor to motor. The carbon looks beautiful. Really nice carbon. It has screws that hold the pod down. It's just like the Mako. Just like on the Mako, you got you insert a nut into here, the front and the back, but on the Mako it's on the sides and the front and back. But yeah, you just put a nut in there. You can see I got a nut in there, and then you just put the screw in through the bottom, and it holds it down really nice. I already tried it, and it was on there really good. It has the 3 holes up here, maybe for if you're using a receiver with 1 antenna, you come out there, or 2 antennas. Then you got your VTX03 antenna right here, but it's kind of small. I tried pushing it in, and it doesn't really fit. Maybe if I took the heat shrink off here. Because what I would want to do is, you know, take the antenna off the VTX03 and then push it into there. But I like to have it kind of pushed down in. So we'll see if I'll be able to do that or not. But let's see what else. I got the 1106 6000 kV 12 amp 4-in-1 Omnibus F3 Nano V2 Aero Micro, or no, this is a Swift Micro, isn't it? Shit, I don't even know. Yeah, Swift Micro. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So that's the next 2.5 inch. Still gotta do the bolt. I haven't finished the bolt yet, just because I haven't decided. I got 4 frames and only parts for 3 quads, so I'm gonna wait till the rest of the frames come. Hopefully the CB122 comes today, and the Aries 2.5 should come tomorrow. So I'll have some footage of this flying later today, most likely, and then tomorrow I'll show some more 2.5 inch frames. So, all right.